way out of our depth. We were playing a bunch of stuff we didn't play.
Yeah, which is fine. Let's see.
Facility powering
All right.
up.
Zoom out here. All right. So before the game starts, let's identify um, how to let's identify how our team wins and how their team wins. So first of all, if they want to win the game, Phoenix should not be bottom. He should be top solo laning. But I think he stays bottom, right? Because they end up doing like a Falstad solo lane for a little bit, and then they swap out Tracer, which ended up being very smart on their part. They adapted. Um, but so our team with the Stitches and a Stukov, right? The way we engage is hook, follow up into silence, right? Um, Stitches has better team fight things now, particularly like armor reduction on W and then his trait and everything, but like it's still not as good as like ETC or Johanna, right? But he's still pretty mono dynamic, I guess, through the hook, right? So we play around hook, and if hook's not up, then we do anything else. Whereas their team, like with Tracer in particular, and then like Johanna, Phoenix has low range, right? So he's got to be up pretty close. So they're looking to like go in, like this is almost like a dive comp to some extent. And so like if they get a blessed shield on Stitches and he has nowhere to go, like they can actually kill Stitches. I don't remember what level 10 Tracer goes, but she can actually like delete his Stitches. So we're looking to play off a hook. It's pretty mono-dimensional. Um, but yeah, let's go ahead and start.
Systems online in 10
Fast
seconds.
forward.
5, 4, 3, 2,
Is it
1.
coming pretty clear on the screen
Facility
share? I've never actually
online.
used screen share on Discord.
Yep, looks fine.
Okay.
It's just a smaller version
Hmm.
because I also have the Discord window, so who's chatting at the bottom.
Gotcha. All right. So we got Lunara in the vent, or the Wisp in the vent. I think he actually called out that hook and got like shit ton of damage onto Johanna.
Yep, that was called. I think Johanna wasn't the target, but that didn't matter. We did a
Yeah.
ton of damage.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. I mean, with low blow, especially, like it's it's a lot of damage. I think as soon as that doesn't turn into a kill, and with as much damage as we take, we immediately back up and wait for Hook to come back. Let's see what Tracer did she go parting gift? She did, yeah. So she can go in, be aggressive, and then recall will drop bombs, and so that's how she got the kill there. Yeah, the thing with Stitch's cons is like, if kills don't manifest themselves quickly, then you need to wait. Wait until hook, otherwise they're just taking long. Nice.
Great hook.
Yeah, so I think this in the future this would be a situation where we need to pay attention to what talent Tracer goes at level 1 because she actually got 2 parting gift kills in a minute. And uh, if Kyle stutter steps a little bit better and doesn't let the recall bombs land on him, then I don't think that turns into a kill. See what's going on up here. Yeah, I'm like bullying Falstad for most of the early game.
But this is where I think setup becomes important because we're all fighting on the vent. where we could have positioned to be on the beacon.
Yeah,
The
yeah, go ahead.
if you watch some pros talk about this, particularly that video that Grubby did, and if you ever watch Grubby talk about it, one of the best things you can do on this map is go ahead and get the beacon and then start fighting. Because
Yes,
if your team captures both beacons, then you're gaining Zerg presence.
yes,
But we've now been bullied out of that vent back toward our gate, which unlocks the ability for them to go get the bottom beacon.
yeah,
Even if we capture top beacon, we're not getting both at the same time and we're not stacking Zerg.
yeah. Like just having the beacon in and of itself is pressure, right? Because it's like forcing the opponent to make a choice. Do they fight into you or do they fight for the beacon? um, and I think so. Like, what's a hypothetical positioning? So say like maybe Stitches is here, Stukov is here, and then like Lunara is here. So we have like we're spread out. Um, Stitches can still slam, the wave if necessary. He can play off of vision and get hooks. Lunara is able to easily clear the wave, and then Stukov can follow up with his silence combo onto Stitches. And then, it gets the benefit of you have a pretty good escape opportunity. Lunara is able to walk out as well. And Stitches, he's a beefy boy. It doesn't matter, and he's just in the vision. Um,
I mostly agree. I think we also need Tassadar to be up with Stukov because we'll see a couple times this game. I am actually on the beacon with Stitches down below in the vent, and I
yeah.
get chased out because I have no peels.
Yeah. Well, I think the reason Matt Kyle wasn't there is he had just returned.
Sure, I'm just
Yeah,
saying
yeah.
the hypothetical situation, the formation here.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um,
Yeah, so let's say uh let's say all four of you are here and it's Stitches, Stukov, or rather actually um it's Stitches, Tassadar, uh Stukov and Lunara or something like that. And so we have our diamond, and you're pretty
like
able to get um, contagion spread on everybody as necessary, and then that's safe for you, and then he can get good like force wall value. uh,
I like
from
that a lot better. Yeah,
yeah,
you can force wall either to the left or below, actually.
yeah. If he hooks and we get a force wall here, like that's pretty good follow up as well.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay, let's keep going. I give up point just for a second because I'm just wave clearing anyway, and then I've got it back again. Okay, you get the point. Although blow gets a lot of damage there. Comes back up.
Yeah.
That's pretty
My
bad.
positioning needs work too. I was way too far forward the whole fight.
Yeah, Mike takes a lot of free damage there though too. Let's see. Phoenix. This isn't like the best build for Phoenix, but okay, interesting. All right, let's play it again. Yeah, we almost get a couple kills. Let's see. Can we play it differently? I don't know why Steven goes up here. That's kind of weird.
It may he may have been trying to path the
Oh, the
um,
Wisp.
wisp and misclicked, or he could have been trying to come around the left side for a flank.
Yeah, so say we have our default position of Stukov or Stitches, Tassadar, Stukov, Lunara, right? And then we end up having to fight onto the point, right? So then all that needs to happen, right, is that diamond formation stays the same, but it just shifts up, right? So now um, it's Stitches on the point, Stukov like here, Lunara or Tassadar here, and Lunara's doesn't even have to move, right? And that's actually better because then she can just shell out damage, and we still have good force wall there. So Yeah, so like the good example of if we can get that diamond set up early, and just keep that formation, like I mean, what the hell does their team do into that? Like pump damage into stitches? Like okay.
Right. A little bit of body blocking action going on there.
Yeah. Oh man, they're all one. Oh, that was actually a good body block from you. Good save.
There's one thing I'm good at doing, it's standing in the way of damage.
Yeah, and basically I make a choice since I know Falstad left to get some tower damage top. And we've had beacon this whole time, so I mean, yeah, we lost one, but it ends up working out. Ooh. Let's see, I'm just curious. I wonder if he had combo up there. I wonder if we could kill Phoenix. Oh no, your Valka switch wasn't up, I don't think.
Yeah, I think I had to pop it to save somebody.
Yeah. That just came up, yeah, so. There we go. Okay. Alright, here's a better question. I wonder if Steven has tap. Let's see. No, he does not. Okay. He'll this up pretty quickly. That's great silence. Like you just leave it up there. Yeah, that's pretty great. It's really hard for them to step up into that. Yeah, I was about to say we could have a hook here soon. Why does Mike take so much damage?
Well, so I think, yeah, he's full when we start.
Yeah, so I know he takes some tower shots here in a second. I'm gonna go ahead and get it onto his view so I can see what his abilities are doing. So he goes for the hook. He gets pulled in with the Johanna W. He attacks, and so he gets targeted by the tower, and then I think he gets polymorphed. And
Okay, yeah.
he's got a physical armor reduction as well, I think. Let's see.
Polymorph, maybe?
Let's see.
I know she took that level 1 talent.
Oh, wait, that's ours. Yeah, I don't know. Okay. Let's see. Does he have tap? He does have tap up. He probably should have tapped. Like, just immediately gone and come back. At this point, let's see, he's got 1500 health. He's even lower than a Lunara, so he's got a...
Yeah, so I think when it comes to a situation like this, this is a good example of the tank staying in the front and protecting the rest of the team. That's great, but the rest of us have basically full health, and Stitch is less than half. So I think at this point we all need to realize we should back up.
Yeah, and maybe that can come from you as well, because you know if you see that Mike's low and you're low on mana, you say, Mike, I don't have anything for you. You might need to go back and tap, and or maybe like we all just back or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. And of course, he obviously has to be a little bit more cognizant of how low he is.
Yeah, Stukov just doesn't. I mean, there's virtually no burst unless I can get the D. We do end up getting a trade kill though.
Yeah, that's
not terrible.
I'm pinging hard on this camp. Pressing my G key as much as I can, and I'm like, all right, I'm just gonna start it so we can keep going, so I can not miss soak top. If Steven doesn't back here soon, he should. Yeah, okay, good.
So, can you pause?
Yeah.
So that's good that Steven realized he needed it back. We did have two full health people on it, plus Steven, and Stitches wandering over. So I think maybe a better use of time would have been to back out a little bit earlier,
Sure.
make the
Yeah.
camp take a little longer, but then we're all back in lane full health
Yeah.
together.
Delay the cap on it even, so that you all can push with it at the same time or something. Yeah. So it's at this point in the game too that they decide to rotate Tracer into top, and it becomes for a long time they end up just committing two people up there, and then they ultimately make the decision to just make Tracer the solo laner top, which is actually smart because it's really hard for melee to play into Tracer.
I,
Um,
I've got to be out for a minute.
okay, we'll go ahead and play. I get the escape. Let's see what happens down here. I think I call, hey, they sent two top, go ahead and knock down bottom board or something, and I think we end up getting that. Taking tower shots here. Ooh, ideally too, competition-wise, like we're in a pretty good situation with biotic armor. Like, what does Tracer and Phoenix do into Stukov? Like, this is functionally like pretty good comp win for us.
Red
All
team
right, there
has
goes
destroyed
the
a
fort.
fort.
I'm pinging camp, or somebody's pinging camp at the very least. Almost get the kill on Falstad. Oh, I do get the kill on Falstad. Okay. Take camp.
Looks like the beacons are reactivating.
Crowd starting it. I think he and I do it together, and then. If this were 2017, this would be bad, but like since the XP globes just leave there, like this is fine. Like they only damage the gate. That was a good response. Anticipating the hook, pressing E. So once hook's down, right, it's generally disadvantageous for Stitches to be like in the front line. It seems antithetical, right, because he's a tank, but it's especially if he's polymorphed and not popping trait. Which let's see, what level 1 did we go? Okay, we went hungry for more. Something to keep in mind. I think hungry for more. It's hard to get globes on this map sometimes. Like, yeah, you do have the globe spawner down here, but there's an argument, I think, for the other level 1 talent. What's it called? How do I look at talents on this freaking thing? There we go. Patchwork Creation, where this gives you a lot of actual team fight value outside of Hook. And the reason for that is because whenever a unit is infected with vile gas, you get armor. And then it also increases health and regen on you. So it's going to make Stukov a little bit easier to keep you up, right? But then, if you get into those situations where, you're getting dived on, you can pop your trait, and anybody who's diving on you, they get vile gas spread onto them, and then you get armor. But it also applies for whenever you take Vile Cleaver, right, and you are able to spread Vile Gas with the full slam. It already naturally spreads it on the inner cone of slam, but this talent applies it to basic attacks and to the full slam. And so if you go Vile Cleaver with Patchwork Creation, you throw down a slam, and say you hit like two people, right? You suddenly have 6 armor, right? But it also works on minions. So if you get a full minion wave, that's 7 minions plus 2 enemies. That's 9 times 3. You get 27 armor, right? It only stacks 8 times, so you can get a maximum of 24 armor, right? So it's pretty easy to stack this up. So consider going this in the future when you play Stitches. This is more, in fact, Caterpillar, the tank, the former tank of Tempo Storm. He now plays for 30k. He hates this talent. I actually think it's really good, but it's hard, at least on Braxis, to get value out of this. So this is more of the general effective talent if you're playing Stitches, and then look into Vile Cleaver or Tenderizer. You'll generally get more value out of Vile Cleaver. This is really good regen talent on Braxis in particular, where you're able to get a lot of basic attacks off as well. So yeah, let's keep going. Good damage onto the Tracer there. Yeah, so I think, think about how that fight pans out if you have armor, right?
Double kill.
Oh no.
I am honored to stand by your side.
They commit bot, so I commit top.
Killing spree.
There's their front wall.
That feels much better.
At best, they get one beacon, so it's okay. We're fine. They're still down at port. They have the top fly. They're sending one person top. Oop, let me fix vision on here. There we go. All right, so they have 2 top, and so we get a good hook, and we fight. Yeah, so we make the choice to just walk in and fight there. Use that hook. Use that hook. All right, we trade that for a few points of Zerg waves, but it's all right. I think even if the thing is with Stitches, like even into Johanna, say you throw that hook from here, right? You hook, and you say best case scenario is you get Brightwing, right? And that probably turns into a kill. Next case scenario is you hit Johanna, and she doesn't pop Iron Skin. She gets pulled in. Then she pops Iron Skin and then walks out. Well, Iron Skin's on a longer cooldown than Hook, right? And so you've out-traded them on cooldowns, and then now she doesn't have that for the actual fight. Or she's not smart enough to pop Iron Skin at all, and maybe you get a kill, or at least you get in some good damage between everything. I mean, this is actually a pretty high damage comp, especially with Stukov. So, there's almost nothing to lose by just from here tossing out Hook. Like, just go ahead and toss it out, and you've traded cooldowns at the very least, and it's more advantageous for us. Nice, goes ahead and plans in the silence, but we weren't all prepared for that, and so say, hey, I've hooked up. And we do have Gorge, so we need to be looking right now for a Hook Gorge. Yeah, so, so we're kind of stacked on top of each other. I wonder if we can play that a little bit differently. And let's see, Hook's up. Let's go back even further. So at this point, let's go ahead and like reposition, right? So we return to that diamond where Stitches is here, Tacidar's here, maybe Stukov and Lunara like this, right? And we can again return to that diamond because we've got control of the point. We don't necessarily need to be standing here, right? Or we shift this up, and it's Stitches. Tacidar, Lunara, Stukov, right? But obviously we want control of this point of the vision. So we need to be putting ourselves into a position that will enable Hook to be most effective. And in this right here, right, that's not really going to help us out a whole lot. Yeah, so we have 10s. We need Hook Gorge as soon as we get it. Yeah, I think that comes down to that diamond. If we go ahead and set ourselves up ahead of time, not in the moment, but ahead of time, go ahead and be thinking about that diamond. I think that fight pans out very differently.
Hero slain. Hero slain.
Yeah, I think they get a full Zerg wave off of this. Keep Tracer top, also plugs in. So when we're this low, you know, it's better to just go ahead and back because, you know, trading into each other for the beacon. I mean, yeah, Lunar's gonna trade in better into Johanna, but like they do have the healer there, so it's like gonna get mitigated. Like just go ahead and back because we want to be full. Like it's better to just go ahead and say, all right, we're gonna take the hit of, you know, tanking the Zerg wave. Let's not be dead for that.
Hero slain. Hero slain.
And it's easy for me to get this off from Tracer. Yeah, so I'm forced into a position because we traded down there to try and hold this beacon longer than I needed to, and fortunately, you know, I saw the Brightwing coming in. I was like, okay, I'm getting the fuck out. Then this is just sort of, we're just cycling now, and it's sort of hard to recover at this point because we're not really getting on the same page. Yeah, so if we, rather than rewinding, I think, yeah, just to reiterate the point of thinking about that diamond shape and really taking advantage of these obstructions, right? If we do that, then, you know, it's hard for them to focus any singular person, and we have very long range, right? And so we want to take advantage of, think about how Stitches plays, right? How do Stitches comps want to play, and play to that advantage. Use that long hook as the engage rather than walking in and taking damage, and you'll be better able to take that damage if you take the different level 1 talent. Okay, so just think about how that affects these fights from here on out. Yeah, Falset's never going to trade into Blaze. That's just not how that works. Good call in the camp. That'll help with the third. I think you actually just complete the channel. I think, or the camp. Let's see how that is now. I do think you should just go ahead and finish that camp because I think that'll help. Oh no. Okay, so already the setup's a little funky. I don't think Stukov walks in here. Let's see, did we do the full combo? Or did we just do a flat E? Let's back up. And let's slow down. Yeah, so yeah, I think clear. Yeah, just hang back here or back in this area, and then do WED rather than just the flat E, because then they'll be slowed and they'll have trouble getting out of there. And then, well, at least he's still up.
At least the Zerg that are coming from us have not as numerous as the ones our enemies face. So maybe
Yeah, so I think if we, rather than walk up to that point since they're already on it, we have two choices. We finish the camp, which I think probably is the call. But since they're already on the point, like I think Johanna's here, we instead play. I think Phoenix was like here before he walks up to the point. We can play a hook here, right, and try to kill him that way rather than walking onto the point as Stitches and Stukov. Um, so, that's even pressure on its own. Let's say that Lunar and Tastar go ahead and finish the camp, and then we just get, a threatening hook onto Phoenix, right? Put some damage onto him with low blow, and then he has to back, right? Rather than, again, us walking onto the point. Another alternative here, Josh, is you could try flailing swipe on Stukov as an alternative ult because that can help mitigate the dive of Johanna and Phoenix and Tracer. I think at least in this matchup, landing whatever this is called is going to be hard, and that can help save you a little bit if you do the knockback onto them. Yeah, so here, imagine we have the camp here. That would help a lot, and us. We wouldn't be dead, right? I get the fort for free. We trade forts. So this is a pretty good scenario for us anyway.
Red team has
Like, yeah, we're
destroyed
behind,
the
but
fort.
I end up popping bunker here to not get pulse bombed, I think. Oh, never mind. Yeah, so what we should be looking for here is like, so I outpushed Tracer, got the fort. She's still top, and we know that. And the Zerg wave's essentially dead. And even if it's still up, we take advantage of this 5v4 here. Like, that should be our goal. We have a number advantage. We just fight past the Zerg wave. I don't think we use Silencing Arm there. I think we just get a quick Stitches W on it. Maybe Lunar and Tastar clear that. We save the CC. Yeah, we just go ahead and fight, right? Oh man, yeah. Imagine if Silencing Arm was there instead of on the minion wave. Yeah, that's a dead false stat. Yeah, we should just be exploiting this 5v4. Bunker. Should have done that sooner so that we could avoid the Stukov ult. Yeah, and I missed the stun. Yeah.
Slain. Hero slain.
Yeah, that was more healing.
Hero slain.
Damn. Yeah, I think if we save Stukov Silencing Arm, don't use it on the minion wave, kill that Falstad. If I bunker sooner, we take less damage, and that fight goes differently. Alright, let's speed up. Alright, they camp. Scouting him out on the camp. I think we invade this, and we know that it's just Falstad on the camp. Kill him, I think.
Here we go again. The beacons are powering up.
That was good attempt.
I'm on fire.
He positioned himself pretty well. Be careful here. 1, 2 people. 4 people on top of each other. Good. We should be looking for a hook. Okay. Oh no. Yeah, so we see the problem there too with the long push, whatever it's called, roots you for a long time. So you end up taking a good bit of damage there. Still just wait on you for a little bit there, but that's a great gorge from behind. Oh man. So I think I called. All right, I'm just gonna be with you guys. We'll take a fight together. Johanna's behind us. Oh man, the collision of the wall messed up the jet propulsion there. That was bad. Shoot the Phoenix. Oh yeah, good job hunting in the bunker. That's great. Yeah, this is a good fight for us. I remember this going pretty well. Great silencing arm. We end up getting the Zerg wave, but I mean it's pretty clear for us. They get almost nothing. Yeah, so we actually played that fight pretty well. Just had a bad start because the jet propulsion came along. Like I aimed it this way, or I think I was here, and it ended up like hitting the wall, and it messed up the trajectory. Incinerator gauntlets.
Is it safe out there now? Yes.
All right, so we're behind, but not too much. I mean, we're essentially tied up for the most part. We're just most of a level behind. We end up scouting. They scout us as well. Yeah, so I think I say something to the effect of, all right, we need to be looking for a hook. And we know, I think I called that Johanna was here, and that we should be using the Wisp to be scouting out potential hook targets. So if we knew that Johanna was here, rather than, because we have the, oh wait, no, sorry, the minion wave's here. So I think rather than have Wisp here, we put it here, and we can go ahead and look for a hook target. Or, you know what? Just do a flat up hook, because we got the long one, right? You could probably stand right here and get a hook over, assuming someone is on this camp, right? Because that's, or at least in this area, because we saw that Johanna was there. Maybe Johanna kind of straight damage a little bit. Uh-oh. Shot faster. See how that transgresses.
So this is entirely my fault because I had forgotten at this point that we have no fort down there.
Oh.
The plan was to retreat back into fort range for safety, and about the time I was half health, I realized, oh, there's no fort there.
Oh shit, yeah. I don't know if you were here for this. I think there's a potential argument for going flailing swipe this game rather than, I can't remember what it's called. I need a massive shove.
Yeah, this is like the it's the third time I've ever played Stukov, so
Yeah.
try not to pick too many new things.
Yeah, no.
But yeah, the most of this game goes different if I have the other ult.
Yeah,
It actually makes a lot more sense on maps where you need to keep the point because you can just beat people off a point.
Oh yeah, exactly. Yeah. And then like their whole gameplay is like just like walking onto people.
Right.
Yeah. So
Yeah, live and learn.
get some good silencing arms this game.
I did not realize how long of a cooldown it is, so I was kind of spamming it on everything.
Oh man.
But now I know.
Good trade kill. Die.
Hero slain.
Scoot up everything. It's fine.
Flame on! The beacons
Like
are
this game's still
energized.
winnable at this point. It's not all the way out.
There! The beacons! Capture them!
So let's see. At this state, so I go ahead and say I give up on boss, or do I clear boss or no? Yeah, so I leave. Or do I go back? What the heck? What am I doing? The call should be to go to the team. Alright, okay, so I think what
I
justified
think the
my
issue here is 20. They're 20 and we're
Yeah.
not. So we're trying to decide, do we soak 20 or do we take a fight?
I think I was debating like coming because I didn't know where they were and I didn't want it to be a 5v4. And then when they capped top, I was like, okay, I have a little bit of leeway to go back to clear top and soak 20. And I think I'm fairly certain we're all saying let's get 20 because there's no point in holding this at this point.
I mean, I like the get 20 call, but like you were saying earlier, it's about right here. We know Falstad is somewhat by himself.
Yes.
We have Vision in the vent with the Wisp, and a potential. I don't know if Hook is up.
7 seconds.
Hook is okay.
When did he use
But-
hook? Let's see. When and why? Does he fish for it?
The
Let's see.
beacons! Capture them!
Yeah, I think I say at some point like, yeah, Wisp shouldn't be here. We should be using Wisp to scout for a hook target. Okay, that was a good fish. I mean, that's
Yeah, we knew they were there.
Yeah.
So this goes back to what you said at the very beginning of the game. If we don't get that Falstad kill right there, we start to back up, and
yeah.
we did.
Yes. It's everything up to us. And now we're all beautifully lined up for Hinterland's Blast. Yeah, that's exactly right.
Hero slain.
Yep, and that's pretty much it.
Hero slain.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, okay. Yeah, so it really does come down to playing around hook correctly, keeping the diamond, and just abusing the obstruction of the point, right? That way they can't just like walk onto you. Yeah, I mean it came down to a few moments here and there. We had a really great fight when you were gone, like right here.
Yeah, I was here the whole time.
Okay.
Players just on the couch.
Yeah, that was pretty well played. But yeah, overall not too bad of a game. It's just yeah, Mike being new on Stitches for the most part needed to play a little bit differently. We could have positioned differently.
Oh yeah,
I think you could be a little bit more sparing on lurking arm.
yeah. Didn't realize it was on such a long cooldown, and the other ult makes the game go differently. I also need to position further back.
Yeah, and
Learning to play healer is frustrating
Oh,
because I'm
yeah,
used
yeah.
to being up in the front.
and you had good uses of lurking arm where you were using it to zone off the gate, like they couldn't walk in to defend against the Zerg, right? And you were like, yeah, like what are you gonna do? Walk into this? No, like that was
Right.
really good usage of that. But like up here, where we were defending against the Zerg wave and using it to clear it, I don't think you
Yeah.
need to. You can just let Lunar and Task clear it pretty, or even Stitches, clear it pretty easily. Um,
Right.
I was late on a couple bunkers. Like there was what's that Phoenix ult, whatever that's called, the scan, and we were here, and I waited way too long to bunker. We literally could have all evaded the damage from that if I bunker sooner. Um,
Good learning match.
yeah, yeah, and Steven, I think, did position the wisps differently from time to time, but yeah, not too bad. And then I talk about, I don't know if you listen to the choices of Mike's level 1 talents. Um,
Yeah, Stitches is it's got a couple of viable builds, but I think especially the when you're learning anything that increases survivability is good.
yeah.